Hello everyone and welcome to another video of Fox Flicks on Loxton and Noggin. Today we're checking out some new Pokemon predictions for the Scarlet and Violet games. Let's hop in.
This video is sponsored by Squarespace. Generation 8 gave us the Galar region and a slew of new Pokemon, all inspired by British things, because Galar is basically Great Britain. But these Pokemon weren't just based on animals that happen to live there, or things that happen to be popular there, but also really big and important British inventions. Throwing darts, boxing, punk rock, aircraft carriers, coal-powered steam engines, and now with Pokemon Scarlet and Violet coming out in about half a year, I wanted to make a predictions video of sorts about which Spanish inventions we might see Pokemon based on this time around, as we can clearly see that the Paldea region is inspired by the Iberian Peninsula, which today is Spain and Portugal. And also, when I say Spanish inventions, I do mean Spanish and Portuguese. And no disrespect to Portugal, but I feel like these games are going to do the same thing that they did with Galar. Galar is the island known as Great Britain, which is 3 countries, England, Scotland, and Wales. But in their interpretation, it's just England. It's like it's England and it took over the other two. I have a feeling the same thing's gonna
England
happen.
and England
it's Spain,
too. Nice.
And maybe a little tiny sprinkling of Portugal. But anyway, what are some of Spain and Portugal's biggest inventions, and how can we Pokemonify them? I've teamed up with the Pokemon fan artist Dark and Windy to find out.
Nice.
Let's warm up with a really basic one. The Spanish invented the modern mop. Cleaning floors is hard. You gotta sit with like a rag or a spoon. I meant to say sponge there, but spoon is funnier. Eventually people figured out if you put a stick on the rag, you don't have to be sitting on the floor to clean the floor, but it was still pretty inefficient. But then the 1960s came around, and this Spanish engineer invented the modern mop with attached bucket and mop squeezer. It's not the coolest invention ever, but certainly one that is used across the entire world. Janitors are extremely important for the continuation of our species, you see. For this, how about we take Cincino and give it a regional variant? After all, it's already a cleaning tool, it is a duster, and it's a chinchilla, which are from South America, which Spain had a lot to do with. So let's take Cincino and make it normal water type. Its fur is able to absorb so much water and icky stuff, and it can squeeze it out in concentrated blasts for attacks. Now then, for our first all-new Pokemon, one of the biggest world-changing things that was invented in this region is something I will be extremely surprised if Pokemon don't make a reference to.
Show it to us.
It's glasses. Yeah, glasses. It's the 9th century, and this one Muslim dude was busy being a medieval engineer, but his eyes started to suck as he aged, and so he decided to invent glasses. Well, not really glasses at first, but it was just the lens. He invented the reading stone. Strapping reading stones to your face is another story. But yes, even back then, glasses were associated with nerds, so we need a nerdy, all-seeing psychic type. Maybe Psychic Rock, but not necessarily. Or how about Psychic Rock? Water? Now hear me out, because this will all make sense as we evolve. But let's put glasses on a Corridora, a small South American fish. After all, fishes all have eye lenses, and a fish eye lens is a thing. And really, just the last glass chunk of a fish eye lens is basically what a reading stone was back in the day. Anyway, this fish is a bottom feeder, and it does really well because unlike its predators, they have especially good night vision. And this one's vision is made even better with its psychic powers and special eyes. Despite living on the bottom of lakes and rivers, it can still perfectly see above the surface. And this Corridora's bespectacled eyes are always speckled with the stars, and that's why we've named it Specori. And now, building on top of the technology of glasses, another Spanish invention would revolutionize the world in the 15th century. The telescope. Think about just how different the world is because of Spanish and Portuguese explorers using these things. Telescopes see far and find the land further than what's naturally possible. Which makes me think about astral projection in a way. Sending your third eye somewhere else outside of your body. Psychic type. So boom, even more of a perfect reason for our Glassesmon to be psychic type. And also, the guy who invented the telescope was an optometrist even. Literally building on the technology of glasses to make a telescope. So now we need a bigger fish. But how do we get deeper than the bottom of a lake bed? Well, that's easy, the deep sea ocean. And we've got a pretty easy fish here, the aptly named telescope fish, which lives in oceans all over the world. Its eyes already are telescopes. Pokemon-ified. It's kinda cute, honestly, in a creepy sort of way, but I want the Pokemon to be more cute than creepy, but still have a bit of a creepy vibe. So, here we go. This is telescar, mixing in the Spanish words for
now
telescope
that I would
and
take.
fishing, while also sounding a bit like star, because it too looks to the stars. And you can see a reflection of where it's sending its vision while astral projecting.
Ooh.
Plus, all the particles in the deep ocean almost look like stars in those ocean documentaries, right? It's just like empty space.
That's
But hey,
actually
astral
nice.
projection and using telescopes to better chart out the stars, that sounds pretty spacey. And did you know a Spanish guy also invented the spacesuit? Though not the moon
Wait,
landing
really?
one you're probably thinking of. Much
Oh.
earlier. It's
Oh,
1936,
okay.
and this military colonel is so sick of this place, he just wants to get really, really high. So he invents the first pressurized suit in order to survive being on the edge of space in a high-altitude balloon. So bam! Next evolution was tired of just looking at the stars.
Oh,
and
it's
now
based on a
wishes to
battlefish.
reach for them, and using a combination of its psychic power to float in the air and having a now very intense enough body, it can survive on the edge of space.
I like this
Sometimes into
evolutionary
Rayquaza.
line.
This is Galagic, from Magic, Galaxy, and Pelagic, which means open sea, and it's based on the barrel eye fish, another deep sea fish that lives in the deepest parts of the
Really?
oceans
It's
around
beautiful.
the world, including around Western Europe. The transparent part of its head almost resembles the helmets of modern astronaut suits already, and those
Yeah.
odd blorbs inside its head, those are its eyes. And they are not only huge, but they are also in a fixed position, looking straight up. This fish is always looking up to the stars. So the Mons
It
should have
probably
something
loves
similar
getting
to
on
that.
Lagan.
And we can give it some scales that resemble spaceship or submarine windows, because the Spanish also invented the first powered submarine.
Really?
Again, though, we want the actual Pokemon to be
Huh.
cute or cool looking, so bam. There you go, good enough. And its four
I
even
like
fins on
it.
the bottom are like the four legs on Moonlanders. And what brings the whole idea of this line together is two more fun facts. One is that the guy who invented glasses also invented the planetarium. He built an
Whoa.
accurate, for the time, mechanical
Spain,
model of the
thank
solar
you.
system. And the second fun fact is that modern planetariums project shows on the inside of a big dome, but in order for those projections to not look
Nice.
super warped, whatever they show has to be recorded on a fisheye lens, or at least have the fisheye lens effect added in
Ooh.
editing software. So yeah, a psychic glasses fish turning into a spacesuit fish thing is actually perfect, especially
as well.
for this region.
Look at this.
But hey, here's another fun one. Did you know that the Portuguese actually invented tempura? You know, the staple food item found in almost every Japanese restaurant.
Oh.
Yeah, it's Portuguese. The name even comes from
Oh.
Latin tempora, which refers to times of fasting, especially when the Catholic Church decided that Catholics must go meatless, though they later declared that
Nice.
fish doesn't count as meat. But this works out super well as something I could totally see Game Freak doing, because the Portuguese
Totally.
invented tempura while in Nagasaki, Japan. I love fun food history like
Yeah,
that.
okay,
And I
I
love
like
today's
that one
sponsor,
a lot.
Squarespace, too. With Squarespace, you can make a fully working professional site with ease.
And we're back.
Century, Japan and Portugal interacted a lot, and it was the Portuguese,
Cool.
while in Japan, taking their own cooking techniques on local Japanese ingredients, and then bam, the tempura we know today was born.
So
we
it literally
could
was
totally
just
go with a cute
this,
firebug type
cooking
tempura shrimp
methods
like Tembake,
and
who was
food.
previously done by
Oh,
Dr.
whatever.
Lindy. But here's another
Ooh.
idea. To further link up with the whole meatless aspect of tempura, let's do a tempura vegetable. How about the patata de Galicia, a well-known variety of potato in Spain, with a unique flavor, supposedly.
The
Tempura
cooking
potatoes
methods
are
from
thinly
Spain
sliced,
and the ingredients
flaky
of
breading
Japan.
Can become crumbly,
Tempura.
and those two facts together make me think of butterfly wings. So mix in some Iberian butterflies, and here you go. It's a
Ooh.
tempura butterfly with a tempura carrot body. How about the name temporba? Mixing tempura with borboleta, which is Portuguese for butterfly. And
I
hey now,
like it.
think about how important stringed instruments are to modern music, or really just music as a whole for
Oh
like
yeah, strings instruments all.
ever. Nobody
Oh,
knows
useful.
exactly who invented the concept of stringed instruments because it goes back way before written history. But the modern acoustic guitar, with its iconic shape that perfectly reverberates sound waves to make it sound a lot better.
The
Yeah,
Spanish
it's
guitar.
Spanish too. The 1860s were probably just as wild as the 1960s when it came to guitar-based music. But now a problem arises. How do we do an acoustic guitar Pokemon without making it too similar to Toxtricity or Cricketune, or like just a guitar with a face? Well,
No, that's gonna be interesting.
Not to do just another fish named after the thing. But let's do another fish named after the thing. It happens to live right on the coast of Spain anyway. This is the guitar fish. It's called that because from the top it looks like a guitar, and it has little babies that look like little guitar picks. So how about a Pokemon based on one of these,
I mean, gross, but I can see it.
From the Wiro, which is this iconic instrument, not invented by the Spanish, but rather one of their former colonies. And let's name it
Puerto Rico.
Guitar. The rolled R is important as rasguear is Spanish for strum. And the rolling R just sounds like a strumming guitar, does it not? Then simply throw a T into the word to make the guitar part come through.
Nice.
There you go. Ras guitar rubs and wiggles its back along surfaces to strum its wiggly bits, creating a soothing sound that can lull its opponents to sleep, or get them really riled up and amped. And that's the power of music. It can also have its babies rapidly swim up and down its back to create the same strumming sound effect. In fact, let's make that its signature move, a water-type, sound-based move called strum. Its effects will differ depending on what happens to Ras guitar the turn before. Was it damaged? Deal damage back with some harsh underwater sound waves. Where its stats differed, undo that change and deal it to the opponent by the power of mood-altering music. Did nothing happen to it last turn? Well, that sounds relaxing. Here, have a soothing tune that makes the opponent fall asleep, or if it's the opposite sex, fall attracted to it. Oh, I love dynamic moves like this. But alright, no more fish. So, with the reveal of Fido, well, this idea probably won't happen, but I commissioned these before that reveal, so I still want to talk about it. Let's do a fairy-type food dog along the lines of Slurpuff. It's the 1950s, and Spain just rocked the whole candy world by shoving a stick in it. Chupa Chups, the most iconic lollipop brand in the world if you live outside of the United States. And rightly so, because they invented lollipops.
In the States, we know them as dum-dums.
You lick lollipops, and there's also those swirly lollipops. I was going to say this is Lollipop, but actually a regional Swirlix works brilliantly. Bam! It can appear as a regular lollipop, or swirl its liquor all around itself for protection, and then resemble those long, swirly lollipops. So the name Swirlix just works. Plus, Spain is right next to France, or Kalos, which is where Swirlix is from, so it's like just cross one mountain chain, and yeah, very closely related animals. There you go. Ooh, but now, as a regional variant, what's the type difference? Oh gosh, I didn't think this far ahead. Well, let's evolve it and maybe we'll get an idea. So if this alternate Swirlix is so perfect for the name, we need an Iberian invention that's perfect for the name Slurpuff. Something you
show us what you got.
As a puff. Actually, this is perfect. It's time for hot chocolate. Drinking chocolate has been a thing in South America for untold centuries, but when Spain got involved, they thought the drink was too bitter for their palate back home, so they sweetened it and decided to serve it warm. Bam! Hot chocolate was invented. The perfect drink to have on a cold winter's day.
Damn, are those marshmallows?
Is it in Spain? It should also be noted that hot chocolate is
different
over there compared to how it's seen in the States. It's significantly thicker and has a bit of a spicy kick. But anyway, here is a regional Slurpuff. A little cup of hot chocolate, dog. It even has sprinklings of cayenne and a churro in it, as is traditional for hot chocolate in Spain. And hey, bonus fact, chocolate contains phenethylamine, a molecule that resembles amphetamine and some other psychoactive
look at that.
So yeah, if you eat enough chocolate, especially in its raw state, you can actually induce anger, rage, and paranoia without warning. Fun! And Swirlix does have that swirl. Maybe it spins around a bunch and induces hypnosis? So perhaps then these are fairy psychic type, eh? Or maybe fairy normal, or just normal. I don't know. I didn't.
Could be any of those, really.
I didn't think about this far ahead. Wait. Idea. You tell me what you think they should be. See,
alright, pass it on to us.
Is no longer on me. So hey, here's a never ever Mon, which means a Mon that will absolutely not happen no matter what, but I'm bringing it up anyway because it's
what you got?
Funny. So
and we're back.
So while the natives of the New World knew about tobacco and such for a whole forever, when the Spanish invaded, they took the practice home and took the first step towards the modern cigarette. Plus, I guess I could see Game Freak making a Mon like this, kinda, because smoking is still really popular in Japan compared to most other modernized nations. Maybe because they stress the heck out of themselves. But still, a cigarette Mon is something that will never happen. Either way though, here's a cigarette dog.
Kind of cute.
Firegrass. Its name is Wag. Dogs wag their tails, and there's a Euro slang for ciggies that I won't mention because YouTube bots don't know text. Well, it's time for the last one. A big one. literally. Spain and Portugal were both extreme naval powerhouses.
Makes
Portugal
sense.
in particular has quite a number of naval inventions in its history, like the Mariner's Astrolabe and the Ionius. I don't even know what those are, but I do know
do I, but they look cool.
Caravel and Galleon are each different classes of ship that changed the course of history.
Well, I have to say, these are cool.
By the Portuguese, too. But how do you take something as big and complex as a galleon and turn it into a Pokémon? Well, this here is the Portuguese man-o-war jellyfish. Which, by the way, isn't actually a fish, so even though I said no more fish, I'm gonna do it. Plus, hilariously so, it's technically not even a jellyfish. It's a siphonophore, which is a small colony of animals all living together as one unit. Sort of like the crew on a ship. It's super deadly. Creepy, right? So we might as well add in the classic.
You got the ones that grow, the ones that eat, and the ones that live.
It's another ghost water-type jellyfish thing, but official Pokemon have repeated ideas plenty.
Nice.
Plus, since it's supposed to be a whole galleon, let's say it's triple the size of Jellicent, or Pentipple. I don't know. What's the times 5 word? Pentuple? I like Pentipple more. It's huge is what I'm saying. This is Monaguar.
I love it, but do you think it's too big?
Is that a dumb name?
Like, this is like the colossal squid or whale
like a ghost, and Guerra, or Guerra, is Portuguese for war, since it's a warship. Another name idea I have is Monavio, mixing in Navio, which is Portuguese for ship.
Ooh, that one looks.
Well, its head is shaped quite hydrodynamically. It's like a galleon hull crossed with a man-o-war, because that's exactly what it is, and its eerie tentacles are laden with paralysis-inducing ectoplasm that snares its prey into motionlessness, giving it all the time it needs to drown and consume them. So gruesome. Despite being so cute. So out of all of these ideas, which are your favorites? And hey, if you like drawing fan-made Pokemon, here's some other cool Iberian inventions that you could draw a Mon based on, and send to my Twitter, @Loxton. Draw yourself a cable car Pokemon. Maybe a Pokemon somehow inspired by the digital calculator. Foosball? Heck yeah, the Gregorian calendar. No idea how that would work. The stapler. That one's easy though. The stapler is the mouth. There you go. Antiseptics. It's like Poison Fairy, because it's poison made to stop poison and germs. I'm sure you'll come up with something cool. It should be fun. Well, until next time, never stop using your noggin.
Well, I have to say, that's actually a really good video, and a lot of great predictions, other than that joke one he did just for fun. So anyway, folks, that is where we're going to end off today's video. I want you to remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more. Down in the description will be a link to the original video, so remember to support the original creator and all they do. This has been Fox, and this was... Crap, I don't have a good outro. Peace out. Wait, I think I got an outro now. This has been Fox. Thanks for watching. There we go. That's a better one. I gotta try to remember that.